pressing the button to go live, it's like, OBS crashed. And hello, everybody. I know it's not Sunday, so why are we calling it Anime Church? Welcome to Anime Church. We fuck up. It's just, look, it's part of our charm. We're gonna actually, I deleted the previous videos that we had for it, so we're just gonna start back like we never did it at all on Sunday.
Good one.
So exactly, we're gonna do our review of Slime. We're gonna do our review of Mushoku Tensei's new episodes. So yeah, we're gonna talk about those, and now you've had at least a day or so to have watched it. So, yay! So we're gonna do a quickie review of the newest episode of Slime and the newest episode of Mushoku Tensei, and then we're gonna jump right into the news. And boy, we get a lot to talk about. Once again, if you're new here, all the items that we're talking about are linked in the description down below. Make sure to go check that. We source all of our stuff, and it's just a bunch of opinionated nerds. That's what we are. We're just a bunch of opinionated nerds. and that's how we do stuff. And yeah, it is what it is. Uh, I don't know how to do the introduction this time because part of me wants to be like, should we just do the normal way? But we're not dressed up and we're not playing those roles. So, yeah, should I just say I am not the patron, like this or that or the other? I think you're always the patron saint of snackos and alcohol, though.
Hi, I'm Fenris Irun. I'm tired and sober. That is a bad combination.
I'm Richie Roberts. I'm awake and pizzaless at the moment, so I'm gonna go fix that in a moment. But we have a lot of stuff. We added 2 more news items that we didn't have on Sunday, so one last minute one. You know what? This is a different show. Do you want to just start off with like talking about the episodes, or wait until the anime block for the episode reviews?
Fuck, it's not our typical anime church. Let's just start with it.
We'll start with talking about Mushoku Tensei and Slime. Like I was gonna say, we either do it normally, like we try to do with Anime Church, or we do what I think we probably should do, which is move it to the anime block and start with that at the anime block, or end with that at the anime block. That way, we end the show with like us talking about the episode.
Yeah, let's end the show with us talking about the episodes.
Good enough for me. Good enough for me. All right. So we're gonna just go ahead and get to the news, guys. Oh yeah, I'm Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology. That I'm not wearing my lab coat. Fuck that. It's not Sunday. I don't have to dress up and get in like a nice shirt and a tie and a lab coat. No. And you already did your patron saint kind of thing.
Fuck it, I mean.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Guys, did anybody here know that they were filming a 3rd Venom movie? I didn't freaking know. Anybody?
Only reason I knew the second one was Woody Harrelson was Carnage.
Yeah, I mean, well, they teased him as Carnage at the end of the first movie, which is really good. Like, the first movie was great. The second movie was...
The first movie was phenomenal.
Yeah, and the second movie was okay. This trailer makes it look like this could be better than the second movie. And I'm really hoping they pull it off because, let's face it, out of their little Spider-Man live-action universe thing, Venom is the only thing that's actually been good. 100%. Venom is the only thing that has been good. Fenris, you've seen the trailer, right?
Yes.
What was your favorite part of this trailer, and what was your least favorite part of this trailer?
Favorite part was when Venom was like dancing with the lady on stage.
Miss Chen! Miss Chen!
Just the fact it was just, they focus so heavily on comedy with this trailer. It is a welcome change.
Well, actually, the problem that everybody had was that there was too much comedy in the second one, apparently. That was like a big complaint. I'm like, no. I mean, yes, Venom did go off and do his own thing. He was like, fuck you, Eddie, I don't need you. And then he comes back, he's like, I guess I need you. Like, he just grabs random bodies, goes to parties, and gets drunk. Yeah.
That is like the best thing ever when it comes to a symbiote.
So, yeah, there's that. What was your least favorite part of the trailer?
Oh, fuck, that's kind of hard, to be honest.
Because you liked a lot of it?
The trailer was so good.
There you go. It's okay to say you don't have any. It's all right. That's a thing you can say.
Yeah, like, there's nothing in the trailer that I did not like.
My favorite part was the end of the trailer, the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, just turn. It's like, how fast can you make that thing go without killing it? Only one way to find out. It was so good. It was so good. I was like, yeah, Venom horse. Totally. I'm here for it. Yeah. More things. I need Venom dog. Like, soon.
You see, the one thing I would love for them to do in this movie, or if they make a 4th one, which I doubt they will, have a Deadpool crossover. Venom and Deadpool would go so well together.
They'd have to really work out the rights with Disney for that one, and like things are already tenuous with Spider-Man.
I
But
know. Just say,
what
like,
they're
dude, Deadpool and Venom, with the comedy factor the two could bring together, would
I'm
just
just
be
gonna go ahead. I'm
hilarious.
just gonna go ahead and assume you don't know any of the things that have been talked about over at Sony, what they're possibly planning to do. Now, again, this is just from the rumor mill, but the talks are right now that if Venom was to encounter any Spider-Man, it would be Andrew Garfield's. Which I'm kind
I
of
can
on
see
board.
that.
The man, he's the only one that hasn't got to fight an alien. And my least
Yeah.
favorite part was also the most confusing part, which is the little symbiote drip in Mexico. I thought that stayed in the MCU version of the multiverse, 616, and they captured it in Venom's universe, which leads me to believe what the hell's going on, unless we've got another multiverse crossing, like hopping over thing. It's just really, really confusing. I need clarification on that because that's kind of annoying. Uh but yeah, I'm kind of excited, man. I am hopefully optimistic about this. I really enjoyed the trailer. I thought it was very fun. I'm not guys, I'm not going to a Venom film expecting high collar intelligence or anything. Like I'm not expecting it to be glorious cinema. I'm expecting it to go in, have fun, be entertained, you know? Superhero movies aren't known for their avant-garde shit. They're there to be entertaining. And they're popcorn films. Multi-billion-dollar popcorn films, to be fair. And Venom is one of those over the billion-dollar club kind of ones, or at least the first one was. And I hope this one does well. That being said, I honestly understand what people are saying when they're like, I don't go to the theater anymore because it's too expensive. The thing is, it's not necessarily I mean, yeah, the tickets are kind of and there are like online deals that you can do to lower that price, and certain days you can go where it's cheaper. That being said, where they fucking get you, where they get you, where they hurt you in the wallet the most is at the concession stand, because that's how theaters make their money. They don't make a large amount from the ticket sales. They make most of their money from concessions. And if you
True.
don't believe me, go check out like the movie critics shows, like John Campia, stuff like that. They will talk to you about this because this is a topic that's getting raised. Also, if you hear someone sit there and say that there's no original movies, it's all like sequels, prequels, and remakes and all that stuff, roll your eyes at them. The problem is there's a lot of original movies out there. People just aren't going to see them. That's why studios keep making sequels, prequels, and remakes, because they know you'll go watch them.
Exactly. There's a reason why, despite how good it was, Fall Guys already releasing digitally.
Really? Man, I want
Yep.
to see that. I really want to see that. All right. All right. So here we go. On to the next one. All right. It's not necessarily a trailer, but it is the opening. I'm not sure how I feel about how they changed the music up, but The Legend of Vox Machina Season 3 opening title sequence. Here's the thing. I don't know, because this is a sad thing here. We're going up into the big dragon arc now. We've got the dragons. Well, Thordak was voiced by Lance Reddick. I don't know if he recorded for season 3 stuff before he passed or not. So it might be something else. This might be someone else. Are we getting Keith David again as to replace Lance Reddick in another thing? Because I'm kind of down for that. Keith David. It didn't sound quite like Zavala, but he did a damn good job as Zavala for the final shape. I'm gonna go off on a small Destiny tangent real quick. Final shape officially, not just dubbed by me, but like the community at large, the best DLC Destiny has ever put out. The best expansion, best story. Bungie cooked. And then the new raid that came out is now the number one longest raid. It took about 19 hours to complete day one. So it beat the Last Wish, which was the previous day one longest raid at 18 hours 30 minutes and something and some 30 plus minutes. But yeah. And then right after that, we get thrown into a 12-man. You get the option to jump into a 12-man story mission, and it's everybody over the 10 years that you've kind of collectively pulled together, the whole coalition army going up against the Witness and his forces. So, but again, I think Keith David did an amazing job in that. And so, yeah, if I had to recommend somebody to take over for Thordak, it'd be King David or Keith David. Why did I say King David? Jeez, Keith David. But you saw the opening. What did you think of the opening there, Fenris?
It has a lot of spoilers.
Yeah.
As somebody who listened to the entirety of season 1 of Fox Machina back in the day.
To be fair, it also has like teases, references, and spoilers for campaign 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's that red moon doing up there? Oh boy.
But I'm really excited because the first 2 seasons were amazing. I actually have the signed script for the pilot around here somewhere.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Season 1's still my favorite, but I mean,
it's season 1. Like it was all pre-Critical Role stuff that they covered in season 1.
No, it was the first 2 episodes that was pre-Critical Role. Everything else was straight up Critical Role. Like, I mean, they skipped the Underdark stuff. They skipped the Underdark stuff and went straight to the Briarwoods. So they started with the Briarwood arc, basically.
Sadly, I would have loved to see the Mind Flayers.
Right? Right? Especially the one Mind Flayer that they hung with.
That wore the freaking tinfoil cap.
Tinfoil cap under the freaking Mind Flayer. And Illithid wearing a tinfoil hat. It sucks that they had to change the name to Vox Machina because their original name was the Shits.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Geek and Sundry was behind that name change.
Probably. I mean, it's not exact. It wasn't exactly Twitch TOS friendly at the time.
Nor was it YouTube friendly at the time.
Also true. Alrighty.
But now they can get away with a lot more.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love that Amazon's just like, yeah, D&D for adults. Here it is.
Amazon was just like, here's a check. Make it good. We don't care.
There's still stuff on Amazon that I need to catch up on and watch. I haven't watched the Fallout series, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. And I'm like, I need to watch this, but I haven't had the time.
Same here.
The crazy part is
Amazon Prime right now.
The crazy thing is, right? Apparently, the amount of players on Fallout 76 just went through the roof because new people started jumping on after watching the series, and they were like, "What is this Fallout about?" And it's like, "Well, let me tell you something." Which one? Because they're all separate stories on different vaults, so there's a different one each time. It's great.
The best part about Fallout 76 is the veteran player base,
Mm-hmm.
because they will walk up to a new player, drop gear, tell them to pick it up, and then guide them around. Like, okay, so this is where this is at. This is where this is at. Avoid that area until you're at this level.
It's kind of cool like that. My brother's currently playing Fallout 4, and he's always on Fallout 4, and it's because he watched the show.
4 was really good. Mm-hmm. I need to finish the DLCs for it.
Yeah.
I went to Far Harbor and got the lever action, and I just go around shooting stuff. I haven't continued the story because the lever action is so much fun to use.
I know that he actually did finish up like some of the main story stuff for Far Harbor, but he's last I heard, and that was like 2 weeks ago. Last I heard, he hadn't done his Brotherhood of Steel stuff, but he wants to. And I'm like, yeah, the Brotherhood is a big deal. All right, so yeah, I'm very much looking forward to season 3. Can't wait to see a trailer. That looks like a lot of fun. I've enjoyed all the Critical Role Vox Machina stuff so far that they put out.
What I can't wait is for the Mighty 9.
Yeah,
They
that's being
they
worked
just
on now
finished
too.
they just finished recording that the other day.
Yeah. So they're like, yeah, it's happening. Just let them finish. Let them finish Vox Machina first, because the Mighty Nine takes place like what, 20 years after?
I think so.
Yeah.
But they were only going to do, I think, 3, maybe 4 seasons of Vox Machina.
Well, the thing is, how are you gonna do Vox Machina without all the Vecna stuff? Like right now, we're dealing with the Chroma Conclave.
So,
And then after
like,
Chroma Conclave is when we get Vecna. So I'm like, that's got to be season 4. If they only
on
do 3.
if they do a season 4, they might roll it into a flashback for the Mighty Nine.
But the Mighty Nine didn't really have an interaction with Vox Machina.
Unless they do the Vox Machina versus Mighty Nine one shot.
Oh, no, they did do that, but the one shot was.
I mean, animated.
God, that'd be a lot. Anyhow, I
I
don't think I'd want to, considering some of the descriptions of what Scanlan got up to.
what I would love to see is a an animated version of The Search for Bob and The Search for Grog.
Oh, the search for Bob and the search for Grog. That's great. All right,
Yeah.
guys, let us know what you thought about the opening, just the opening for season 3 of Vox Machina. If you saw it, if you haven't, link is down below. Please go check it out, along with all of our other content. Let's move on to another bit of weird news. Guys, there was both animated and gaming news that came out of Summer Games Fest. There's an animated, like, is it a film or is it a series?
I think it's a series.
Okay, animated series coming out for Among Us.
It's only like a year or two too late.
It's not 2020 anymore, guys. Who's still playing Among Us besides like small children? Fenris, no.
Not me.
Oh, okay.
I have.
I was gonna say.
I'm
You
looking
stopped.
at my.
You stopped, and I was like, oh no, oh no.
I'm
Is
looking
that
at
a
my
look of
Steam
guilt?
friends list right now. There's like 4 people on there. It's like, why, guys?
That's great. Yeah, I'm not really like it's definitely not in its prime like it was a couple of years back.
Definitely not. I mean, there's still the memes going around, and I think they're trying to capitalize on that.
Way to be late to that party. Anyway. But yeah, guys.
I mean, to be fair, they could have also started it back during COVID.
Also true. Dude, the cast list is crazy.
It is.
Like, should we go through it?
I mean, fuck, why not? We're covering it.
Go ahead, Fenris. I'm gonna grab my. This is the perfect time. I'm gonna grab my pizza.
Yeah, I'm working on getting that up. If these stupid freaking things would go away. Goddamn fucking extra videos popping up on here that I don't want to see. How do I get rid of those? I don't think I can. Anyway, eat this shit. Here we go. So we got Patton Oswalt, Ashley Johnson, Dan Stevens, Deborah Wilson, Elijah Wood, yes, Frodo himself, Kimiko Glenn, Liv Hewson, Phil Lamar, Randall Park, Wayne Knight, and Yvette Nicole Brown. To be honest, I only know like only a few of them, mainly Ashley Johnson from Critical Role, like we were just talking about. Elijah Wood, I've seen Deborah Wilson in a couple things, and Patton Oswalt. Everybody else I don't know. And of course, Richie is still grabbing food, so I can't get his opinion on this. But while we're waiting on him to get back, everybody in chat or whoever's watching this video later on, I'm so sorry, please leave your opinions on who you think is going to be best in the Among Us animated series. Why is this a thing? Why is this going to be a thing? Anyway, I don't know why he leaves the most least entertaining person to entertain everybody. I don't. Yeah. Hey, there he is.
I'm back.
And that, kids, is how the Grinch saved Christmas.
Is that really what you planned for when I got back?
No, I just came up with it on the fly.
Oh, okay. All right. So we went through the cast list, or at least you did.
Yeah, I've only heard of a couple of them.
Mm.
I mean, there's Patton Oswalt, Ashley Johnson, Deborah Wilson, and
Mm.
Elijah Wood that I've heard of
Oh yeah.
or seen in. Then there's Dan Stevens, Kimiko Glenn, Phil Lamar, Wayne Knight, Yvette Nicole Brown, Randall Park, and Liv Hewson.
Phil Lamar, I am very familiar with. He's a voice actor.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Green Lantern in Justice League Unlimited.
Oh, okay. Now
Phil Lamar's been in a lot of stuff, bro.
Okay.
Like a lot. Alrighty. So we moved from Among Us. Like, if you thought that was old, just hold your horses. Guys. Man. Have you watched this? Like, it's been forever since I saw it.
Dude, I haven't seen this in close to 30 years.
Same. So Shout Studios announced on June 3rd the company will release a 4K Ultra HD edition of The Last Unicorn in a 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray disc combo pack on August 20th. The release is a 4K transfer of the 35mm introspective along with Dolby Vision, and will also contain a number of bonus features. The UHD will contain an audio commentary, while the Blu-ray disc will include a Q&A with the writer Peter S. Beagle, animated storyboards, and the original theatrical trailer. Fans can purchase the new release in a steelbook with new art exclusively at Walmart. Customers who purchase the standard directly from Shout will receive a double-sided poster featuring the steelbook art and the standard edition art while supplies last. Beagle won the legal battle over the rights to the intellectual property of The Last Unicorn in 2021. Wow, dude, this movie is as old as I am. It came out in 82. Holy crap. Members of this team went on to form Studio Ghibli with Miyazaki in 85.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah. The 1982 animated film, The Last Unicorn, adapts Beagle's original novel of the same name. The film was animated by the Japanese animation studio Topcraft, which later worked with Hayao Miyazaki on the 1984 film adaptation of Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind manga. Members of this team went on to form Studio Ghibli, with Miyazaki in 1985. So, I have not seen The Last Unicorn in forever. I kind of barely remember it. I know there was like a bull that was completely made of fire or something like that. It's kind of vague. I can't be 100% sure. But damn, is it good. So yeah. That's kind of where we're at with that, and we'll move on to the next topic. Fenris, I just want to let you go. I want to let you go ahead and rant. Go for it, buddy. If you have not been on the Fat Dog server and seen the server announcements that were posted by Tony, it's because I linked him this article in the wee hours in the morning, and when he woke up, he saw it. So let's talk about Adobe.
Adobe's new terms of service unacceptably gives them access to all of your projects for free. A new and mandatory terms of service approval for Adobe Creative Cloud requires users agree to the company getting free access to users' projects for whatever they want to do with it, which everybody knows is completely unacceptable. Companies periodically make changes to their terms of service for their products. Usually this is to enable new features or to reflect changes in legal standing, such as regulatory orders. In many cases, users will click to agree to them, sleepwalking into agreement without reading a single word. The biggest lie perpetrated by man. I have read and understand the terms of service.
I literally said that Apple could put the entire text of Mein Kampf in there and people would click I agree.
Yes, people are that stupid. We as a we as a species do not deserve to live on this world.
Well, it seems that some people are paying attention to it because if we didn't, this news wouldn't have broken out. And there wouldn't be such a big stink about it.
Yeah, so just going to skip through a lot of this because it's all basically describing, terms of service and why people should read it and stupid shit like that. Okay, and a notice of updates in the terms of use to users of its creative tools, Adobe says it has made some alterations to 4 sections. The pop-up appears as users access the apps, forcing them to agree to the new rules. It states Adobe has clarified that we may access your content through both automated and manual methods, such as for content review. This affects sections 2.2 and 4.1 of the document. It has also modified section 5.3, updating how it has rights to delete content for inactive accounts. That is the most reasonable change. Also, section 14.1 has been changed to reduce the period to resolve disputes informally from 60 days to just 30.
Hold on. Let me point this out because it's more important than it sounds. Guys, that first bit he talked about is the most reasonable part of this.
Yes.
That's sad.
Which it does make sense, but they need to clarify what they mean by inactive. Is it 30 days? Is it 9 months? Gotta be a little more specific there.
Also, holy shit, if you think abridgers have copyright issues now.
Yes.
A lot of people who edit use Adobe products.
The pop-up further tells users that by closing the window, they cannot continue to use Adobe apps and services. A single blue button is offered to accept and continue using the software and agreeing to the conditions. Users are faced with either agreeing to the new terms and being unable to use the apps they handsomely paid Adobe for, or face being frozen out. Oh, and still pay unless you cancel your service, which can come with financial penalties. Here's the worst, though. The update to Section 2.2. Our access to your content includes verbiage that Adobe may access, view, or listen to your content through both automated and manual methods, but only in limited ways and only as permitted by law. As examples, Adobe says it could need to access a user's content to respond to feedback or support requests. Okay, that much I can understand. It may also do so to detect, prevent, or otherwise address fraud, security, legal, or technical issues. Adobe says it can also check content to enforce its terms of use. So keep in mind, if Adobe feels like, your projects or whatever might be breaking their terms of use, which they can use as a grounds to basically just look into anything in Adobe for legal reasons. If you are under a non-disclosure agreement with anything, any entity, whether it's voice acting, the government, whatever, Adobe can go in and read whatever is sent to you under that NDA and be perfectly fine under the law with the way this verbiage is. The content outlined in Section 4.1 includes any text, information, communication, or material, such as audio files, video files, electronic documents, or images that you upload, import into, embed for use by, or create using the services and software. Once again, touching on they can look at your shit whenever they want now.
Please keep in mind that editors for abridged projects use Audition. A lot of the voice actors record with Audition, or lines are cleaned in Audition. Uh, then there's also Premiere and After Effects.
Which are kind of the industry standard to use,
Mm-hmm.
or were until hopefully soon. One something more feasible and affordable is discovered.
Mm-hmm.
Reaper.
I'm just my whole thing is this is just going to encourage people to go to old versions of their products and just pirate them.
The wording doesn't completely rule out the monitoring of locally stored files used in the applications. It certainly does cover anything that's stored in its cloud infrastructure, though. As part of Section 4.1, Adobe says it may use automated processes, manual review, and third party vendors to review content.
Mm.
Further adding to compliant woes in Section 4.2, licenses to your content. This section wasn't changed, but the proximity to the updated Section 4.1 brought more attention to it. Section 4.2 states that users grant a non exclusive, worldwide, royalty free sub licensable license to use, reproduce, publicly display, distribute, modify, create derivative works based on, publicly perform, and translate the content. Wow, they're just going for everything with that.
Mm-hmm. I just want to come after everybody's livelihood. I was like, we want a piece of the pie. And I'm like, you already get it. You went from a we paid for this, we own it kind of setup to a subscription setup. Fuck you. You're not Netflix.
Adobe offers as an example that it could sublicense the right to its service providers so that features can operate. This is somewhat consistent with other online services such as social networks, which offer a similar justification to licensing. Oh boy, the next part. The changes, as well as the increased focus on the licensing terms, are problematic. For a start, if a user is under a non disclosure agreement for their workplace or for clients, the terms of use gives Adobe the ability to look at that content, like I mentioned earlier. Effectively, this breaks the NDA that the user agreed to. There's also the problem of AI, as Adobe does offer Firefly and other AI based tools to users. These have to be trained somehow. The fear is that Adobe will use the language of the updated terms to justify the potential use of a user's projects and documents to feed its AI training. There is no language to prevent such a thing from happening within the terms of use. There is a separate list of additional terms for generative AI, though this doesn't include any language specifically mentioning how its AI is trained. Ultimately, the language permits Adobe to reuse a user's NDA protected content for training its AI systems. This is in no way a good thing for creatives to agree to at all. Companies work on generative AI systems have been criticized for scraping content without permission, with most of them saying it's too hard to properly license and they shouldn't be held accountable for doing so. This led to complaints and lawsuits where data owners objected to the use of their data. With the prospect of generative AI able to create images based on different styles and artists' works, it quickly becomes a copyright nightmare that won't be resolved without judicial assistance. Apple at least has decided to steer clear of the mess, but reportedly paying content holders for access. But that approach isn't being adopted elsewhere. Critical responses include a scathing attack by designer Witterschneider, who has worked with DC, Nike, and Ravensburger. If you are a professional, if you are under NDA with your clients, if you are a creative, a lawyer, a doctor, or anyone who works with proprietary files, It is time to cancel Adobe, delete all the apps and programs. Adobe cannot be trusted, the designer said. Sam Santella, a concept artist, wasn't able to contact support staff to question the changes in the terms unless they agreed to the terms first. I can't even uninstall Photoshop unless I agree to these terms, they added. Wow, that is fucking bullshit right there. Not giving users the option to easily opt out of submitting work for AI training is a very bad move, especially in the current climate. For a small section of the creative community, Adobe has shot itself in the foot. The fact that it's impossible to uninstall the apps without agreeing to the terms of service beforehand is baffling. Couple that with the lack of an automatic service cancellation if you click disagree, and it's an unacceptable combination. The uproar is not good news for Adobe. It needs to be addressed by the company now and loudly. The silence since this got pointed out is deafening. For the moment, disgruntled creatives have the option of voting with their wallets. That's assuming they can navigate the cancellation policy properly, or cancellation process properly, and without extra fees. The fuck? So you get two options to uninstall anything Adobe. One is agree to this bullshit update. The other is to completely wipe your hard drive and reinstall Windows. And that's even if Adobe's even going to follow their terms of use, which, let's face it, most big companies don't. And they're probably still scraping and scalping and doing their fucking bullshit to those who haven't even agreed to it yet. Probably go under the guise of, oh, it's retroactive. That's why corporations are a bad fucking thing. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to the next story before I get myself in trouble for saying shit I shouldn't be saying. Before I get too buzzed. Man, soju is delicious. So Richie, do you remember Wallace and Gromit?
Oh no, we're not going right to Wallace and Gromit.
That was right after the
No, it's
Adobe,
not.
and
No, it's not.
according to the topics,
Nope. Look up. Scroll up. There's one more. Terms of service, and right under it is a YouTube link.
I don't. Oh, why did it populate a fucking video then?
Yeah, because it only does 5 links at one go, and
Oh, that is so
I could not
stupid.
edit your thing. So yeah. So Fenris, did you ever watch?
I have not watched Arcane.
Everybody shun this man. All right, so season 2, trailer drop for season 2. I don't want to give too much away. Then I'm just like, you need to watch Arcane. Here's the thing. I don't know anything about League of Legends. I watched Arcane and I fucking loved it. And people were like, "Yeah, none of this story is like small bits of this story are in League, but that's about it." So they basically just invented a whole ass fucking thing of story for League.
The
And
only thing
you
I know about League was the last time I played in 2010 when Garen was first introduced, and man, I could just spam everything.
Well, this is within the world of League of Legends in a way, and it's damn good writing. It's damn good writing. Shit, when did this come out? In the pandemic, didn't it?
I don't know.
Arcane? It might have been the pandemic. It might have been 2021. I don't know, but everybody was talking about Arcane, man. Fucking everybody was.
I've
All
been
right,
a hermit since the pandemic started.
I was a hermit before that.
I didn't have a choice.
Mm. All right. That's basically it. They put out that trailer. You should definitely see it if you've watched Arcane. Highly encourage it. He shouldn't watch it at all because it's got spoilers for like the end of the first one. So, Yeah, just don't watch the trailer, Fenris. Go watch season 1, then come back and watch the trailer. You'll be doing yourself one hell of a favor. And it's Netflix, so you could just binge it all.
I'm already
Alrighty.
watching Dungeon Meshi.
Yeah, and then once you get caught up on that,
Then
Arcane.
after that, I got to watch Pluto.
No, you don't. You can watch Arcane.
And then after that, Spriggan. And then High Rise Invasion. I actually have to finish that. And then finish season 2 of Sweet Home.
Okay. See, all I'm hearing is Dungeon Meshi, Arcane, then all that other bullshit.
And then I have to hop over to High Dive and finish my fucking watch list. Oh, God.
Once again, I'm not hearing anything different. It's Dungeon Meshi, Arcane, all that other bullshit.
Oh, you're right. I can put off watching Dan Machi.
Yeah, you can. Don Machi, by the way. There's no one in that whole show.
Potato.
No, it's not potato. There's nobody in that show named fucking Dan.
Not yet, there's not.
Don Machi. Oh, I know there isn't, because I keep up with the fucking light novels. Ass. Don Machi. Or, if you want to, Girls in a Dungeon. Shorten it. There. Is it wrong to pick up Girls in a Dungeon?
How is that shortening it?
Oh, Don Machi is a shortened version of the actual title, too. The English name is it wrong to pick up Girls in a Dungeon?
And
or how about this?
Is and it will always be no.
Or you could just call it Belle's Harem. That's the show in a nutshell.
Season 1, yes.
Oh, well, we're about to get season 5.
Yeah, I'm 4 seasons behind.
Yeah, I'm aware. All right, talk to us about Wallace. All right, go ahead and talk about Wallace and Gromit.
How much do you remember about Wallace and Gromit, aside from the moon being made of cheese?
None of it, because I never watched the fucking thing.
You poor soul.
No, I don't get. No, you don't get to say that after Arcane. You can go fuck yourself.
I will watch Arcane as soon as you watch Wallace and Gromit.
Nope, this is not an ultimatum. You will fucking watch Arcane.
The fuck I will.
Yes, you will. I've had all this time. I could have watched Wallace and Gromit. It's just not my thing. But I know you like good story, so I'm telling you Arcane is that thing.
Yeah, okay, you got me there. I was going to try to come back with but I enjoyed ReZero, and I couldn't finish that thought without trying to barf.
That's not good story.
Exactly, that's why I said I couldn't
None
finish
of
that
that
thought
is
without barfing.
All right.
I fucking hate ReZero.
So talk. I know that there's a Wallace and Gromit movie.
Yes, as part of Netflix's next on animation splash, the first images, title, and voiceover cast for Aardman's new Wallace and Gromit movie was announced. Release date is this winter 2025 on Netflix, but the movie will hit the BBC on Christmas this year. Titled Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul, the new Nick Park and Merlin Crossingham directed movie sees Gromit concerned that Wallace is becoming too dependent on his inventions. Wallace winds up inventing a smart gnome that seems to develop a mind of its own. When it emerges that a vengeful figure from the past might be masterminding things, it falls to Gromit to battle sinister forces and save his master, or Wallace may never be able to invent again. Oh, the woes. Most of Wallace's inventions suck anyway. The voiceover the voiceover cast includes Ben Whitehead, Peter Kay, Lauren Patel, Reese Shearsmith, Diane Morgan, Ajoa Ando, Muzz Khan, and Lenny Henry. Richard Beek produces off a story by Park and Mark Burton. Burton wrote the screenplay. Below are images from the production, which Feathers McGraw is, for those of you who have watched Wallace and Gromit, recognize the penguin as from I believe it was The Wrong Trousers, when he got arrested after trying to steal the trousers and framing Wallace for various crimes. Wallace and Gromit are the reason why I have an addiction to cheese and crackers. Okay, you didn't freeze.
No, no, I've just been
You were just
quiet this
moving.
whole time.
You were just sitting so still, and I wasn't seeing anything there. I'm like, oh
There was eye
fuck, did his
movement. There
internet
was
fuck up
there was eye
again?
movement. There was eye movement. I'm having to rewatch some stuff, and I muted because I didn't want the headphones to be picked up. And since I have nothing particularly important to invest in this conversation, I was like, I might as well catch up on.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Um,
So keep ranting. I've got to watch this trailer.
Wallace and Gromit was phenomenal. That's like I mentioned, the reason why I have an addiction to cheese and crackers, even though I can't really eat cheese anymore without getting sick. It's a sad, sad revelation. And that's really all I have to say on it. I was really hoping to talk to Moon and see if he watched Wallace and Gromit.
Okay. So as you know, Summer Games Fest was this weekend.
Yeah, I
Okay.
well
Well,
aware.
you kept being silent, and I had to look over at my mic and be like, "Oh, it wasn't muted." We got a bunch of trailers. The first one that I saw that actually looked interesting, but also kind of new, the first Descendant. I don't really know what to make of this. It just looks really interesting. I hope it is, but yeah,
It looks pretty.
it definitely does. It looks pretty, and the eyes like what the eyes like, but um, I don't know, man. It looks like it could be interesting, and then of course we get the next one is the one I was really kind of interested in because we get like the story trailer, the story cinematic trailer for Dune Awakening, and this whole thing is narrated by Paul Atreides, not not Timothy Chalamet or Timothy, but by the voice actor that's portraying him in this version. So, yeah, this is very much. It seems like it's the Holy War. We're doing the Holy War in Dune, and a lot of this is going to take place on Arrakis. I'm kind of down for it. I'm very, very interested to see where this goes. Uh, yes, it's because of Dune Part 1 and Part 2. 100%. That's why I am becoming such a fan, because those movies were fucking fantastic. And I've already heard a bunch of the differences between the novel and the movie, and I'm like, I'm glad that they changed a couple of these things, but also a little kind of wondering where they're going to go because they changed stuff with Chani from the books to here.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where we're kind of at. It looks damn good. We got the battle looks epic. I mean, we've already seen some gameplay stuff, like some brief gameplay stuff. Uh, but now that we're actually getting story content, kind of here for it. Kind of here for it. Honestly, honestly, 100%. I think since they're like, you can't do a movie about Dune, I was like, but you could do a video game about Dune. You absolutely could, because there's more time to tell that story. And if you're running around as Paul, or geez, no, make it where you're running around as Leto and Paul, and you play mostly as Leto up until the moment that the
Ooh.
Sardaukar and the the Harkonnens attack the Atreides, and
There you
that's
go.
where you stop being Leto and you take over as Paul. That's such an interesting like take on that. There's so many cool ideas, but yeah, I guess. Anyhow, so the next one up, Pow World is getting an update. Sakurajima, or Sakura Island, because Jima means island. Uh, I gotta say, I'm really looking forward to this. I haven't played Pow World since we last did it on Fan Friday, but I
Oh,
definitely
that
want
was
to come
so.
back. I want to come back.
I'm sad I missed that Fan Friday.
Well, we could do Pow World in 2 weeks. I think maybe. I don't know.
2 weeks, dude. That's going to be when we're
Yeah,
at the
that's the
con.
con. That's the con. Yeah.
Yeah, it's already fucking coming up.
We could do it on the 21st.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that I when I said 2 weeks, I meant the 21st, not the. I wasn't counting from the 2 weeks from the 14th. I meant like not this Friday, but next Friday, because I think this Friday we're gonna do Phasmo, and then next Friday we can do Power World.
Okay.
Because we're already sharing a server. Like we already made a server for Fat Dog, and we're just having
Nice.
fun in there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So very much looking forward to this and all the new updates that are coming. Power World was a really fun game, and the devs and their discussions about things in gaming have just made me more and more of a fan. Uh, it's this and Baldur's Gate that I really need to catch up on for both of those. Yeah, really need to do that. But there's so much content that I still haven't finished Final Fantasy 16 or 7 Rebirth.
I still need to finish 7 Rebirth too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's like when it gets into the latter stages, it's fucking difficult as hell.
I don't even remember what act I'm on. I haven't touched
I'm
in like
I,
3 weeks.
I'm toward the late game stuff, so you can actually now traverse the world
Yeah,
because you've been everywhere.
I remember going back to Nibelheim with the group,
Mhm.
and that's the last thing I remember.
Nibelheim's pretty good. I don't like that I'm forced to do specific things, and that's where it got really difficult for me because I was forced to use certain characters that I never play. So I got forced to use Kate Sith twice, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
I'm past that part. What I
Okay.
hated was the fact I told Yuffie to go fuck off, and then I'm forced to take her.
Let's see. Then there is uh so have you taken the boat ride or the plane ride back or whatever?
I've used the plane several times.
Okay. I now have collected all the research for the armor that we were collecting, and I was
The proto relics.
the proto relics. And in order and
I'm
now you have to infuse them to make them stronger. And the only way to
there's
do that is to fight 2 summons at the same time.
there's one proto relic I haven't got yet that's locked story wise because I haven't got to the act yet to
Right.
finish it. And
I
that's the one from the desert area when you had to do the cactar bullshit.
Oh, yeah, that one is you
I
have to
think it's Act
finish chapter 12.
16.
No, you just have to finish chapter 12.
Okay, that must be on 11 because I'm like right before that.
Yeah, you're right before that. Uh you'll have to go do you'll have to go back to the golden saucer. I think that's the
Yep,
next thing.
that's where it's
Yeah.
at. Yeah.
You'll have to go
But I
back
only
to the
have 2
golden
of those
saucer,
left.
and once you finish the golden saucer, the rest of that stuff will unlock and you'll get those proto relics. But like I have to fight like one of the fights is Bahamut and Titan. I have to fight them at the same time.
Oh,
No, no, I am not ready
oh,
for that fight. I don't know how
oh,
like
so
I don't know how
sorry.
they expect me to do that.
Okay, you summon Titan to fight Titan.
No, you can't summon. I don't think you can summon. I'm pretty sure you can't. All right. Fat Chocobo, take care of all of them.
Yeah.
All right. There was also the Microsoft, the Xbox game show, which I wasn't a big fan of a lot of the stuff that they announced, but I know that there are lots of people that are. I don't play Diablo 4, but I love the freaking trailer for it. It was so good looking.
So that's the thing about Blizzard. They make beautiful cinematics.
Mm.
Honestly, they should be a animation or a film company at this point
Well,
because the games they put out just
Diablo 4
haven't been the
also
same.
Diablo 4 they also talked about like was a really really good game. I don't remember what happened. I haven't heard anything about Diablo 4 recently until this trailer. But I remember people were saying that Diablo 4 was the Destiny killer because like it was that good and it was finally the one live service game that was actually like really putting a dent in Destiny.
It was until they announced that it's going to have DLC, just less than Diablo Immortal, and by less they mean about $300 less total.
Okay.
Diablo Immortal had like $21,000 worth of DLC.
Oh wow. Yep.
Yeah,
There
Blizzard
was
loves to charge people more so than EA of all
there was
people.
they were also they also dropped a trailer for Perfect Dark, which I was interested in. I know nothing about Perfect Dark, but like from what I saw, there were like elements of like Mirror's Edge, which I really loved. There's definitely the spycraft stuff of like.
So Perfect Dark started back on the N64,
Oh,
got
I'm aware.
on the Xbox 360, and they're now doing a remake. It was a wonderful game back in the day.
That's what I'm hearing. Like people are like, "Oh my fucking god, it's perfect!" Like people were losing their minds in the trailer because they're like, "It's Perfect Dark." He said Agent Dark. Oh my god! And like I knowing nothing about it, I'm just like, I'm here for it. Cool. Yeah, this looks
All I gotta
interesting.
say, when it comes to games, I am waiting for Capcom's next showcase
Mm.
because we
I
are going to cover that shit.
I'm really happy that they ended the night off, even if it's just a cinematic trailer and not showing anything gameplay wise. Gears.
Fucking finally!
Okay. So first off, because I've watched this trailer way too much, because my adult life has been like Halo and Gears of War, like for most of my 20s and like my early 30s. So they've got like a good 12 to 15 years of my life here, okay, with Halo and Gears. So right off the top, the music, how they basically redid the instrumental for Mad World was fucking phenomenal. And then, of course, we've got Dom. We have not seen Dom in so long. He went out like a man in Gears 3. It was sad. I cried. Yes, I cried over like the most testosterone fueled video game ever. There are people who profess to be alpha males and all that other shit, and they shed tears over Dom's passing. It's the brotherhood. It's how it work. All right, and then what an amazing thing because he goes through this insane fight, and at this point in time, nobody knows what the fuck a locust is. So, and this is crazy because they just ended the Pendulum Wars. Like, they had like a couple of days apiece and then E-Day. And if you don't know what E-Day is, it's Emergence Day. If you don't understand anything about Gears of War, oh my goodness, please go check it out, play it. The whole thing is available on Game Pass. Like, this whole thing, like, I watched somebody who used to be like a big fan of these and is now really jaded. They're like, yeah. All it is a cinematic trailer. We're not seeing this year. Like, yes, totally understand that because I'm the same. But like at the same time, there are some games that are like, all I needed was a cinematic. Shut up and take my money. And all of this stuff is available. Everything that they showed is available on Game Pass when it comes out. Day one will be available on Game Pass. Oh, fuck, I forgot the other one that's been a big part of my life that me and my brother love. Fable! Fable looks so good! I can't wait to see some actual proper gameplay because they were saying that both the Gears trailer and the Fable trailer was all in-engine cutscene stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm like, holy crap, this was all rendered in-engine. So I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what it's going to look like, presumably. Holy shit. The Gears of War E-Day or Emergence Day stuff. So, God damn. They went for the emotional beats. They went
for those who don't know anything about Gears of War or how long it's been. The last Gears of War game was Tactics back in 2020 when the Xbox One or Xbox Series X was basically just becoming a thing where people could actually afford it and actually get it. Before that was Gears 5 in 2019.
Yep, that's the last storied one. Yep.
We like, don't know. Story. Last I checked, we don't have a release date for this yet, do we?
No, and people are still wondering where the fuck Gears 6 is going to be. Like, when are we
So
getting Gears 6?
Gears
I need to
6 is going to
replay
be
5.
hard for them to do.
Mm.
Just at the fact that they're going to have to build it much like they did Mass Effect 2 and 3, where the choices you made in the previous game affect the actual story.
They should never have done that, made that choice like that. They
Exactly.
should have never made it where you could choose. They should have just been like, all right, either this happens or this happens, but we have to go with it. We can't, like, whatever we do, we have to commit to 100%. If you haven't played Gears 5, we don't want to spoil it for you, but, like, yeah. Also, to date, my favorite trailer was the Tomorrow trailer from Gears 4 when we first heard Disturbed's Sound of Silence.
Yes.
Holy shit, that was haunting. It was so good. Like, I'll say this. Gears trailers have been fucking phenomenal. And I also love the fact that Laura Bailey is, like, a gear. Like, she's technically considered a gear. Like, if you didn't see, there was an episode where, a Halloween episode where they dressed up as characters that they played, and Laura Bailey actually got from the studio. They let her borrow the cog outfit, so she had her own Gears armor from her character on for that episode. It was crazy.
And the same episode, I think.
Nerdy ass voice actor, man.
Marisha Ray played Soldier number 2.
Soldier B. Soldier B.
Yeah, Soldier
Paid
B.
so many people's rent.
It really did.
Grenade! 12 o'clock! I fucking love it, dude. It was so good. It was so good. But Sam, of course, shows up late and then, objection! That's the only thing I say. Objection! Because he was Ace Attorney. Sam Riegel's a freaking case.
That.
Yeah. All right, we've got one more major
Sam.
gaming trailer to talk about. I specifically grabbed this one for you, buddy.
I know. I've seen some controversy around this one.
Have you? Oh boy.
Amazing Season Games reveals new trailer for Mecha Break game. Amazing Season Games revealed a new trailer at Summer Games Fest for its Mecha Break game. A closed beta test will launch in August. The game will feature designs by Takayuki Yanase, who did designs for Eureka 7, The Witch from Mercury, and Valvrave the Liberator, and Junya Ishigaki, who did
the Liberator? Holy shit, okay.
Yeah. Who did designs for Xenogears, Xenosaga, and Macross Frontier.
Okay.
Amazing Season Game describes the game. Mecha Break is a multiplayer mech game that allows players to choose from diverse mechs, customize appearances, and battle colossal war machines on treacherous terrain. Get ready for the ultimate showdown, Blitz Brawl Blaze. The game will launch for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC via Steam. The game will feature a 60-player Battle Royale mode, as well as a 3v3 and 6v6 mode. The main controversy I've seen around this is from the fact that Takayuki Yanase, who did, once again, design Gundams for Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, had a hand in the game, and a lot of the designs look of very, very Gundam-esque.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying it's just some rip-off of a Gundam game, much like the Gundam Breakers series, which are a game you can build Gunpla and battle them in. They don't. The biggest problem with a lot of controversies is people don't do research. Like, if they've looked even at this one article, they'll realize, yeah, it has elements of Gundam in it because somebody who designed Gundam,
because one of the designers of Gundam is working on the fucking thing. Exactly. My whole thing with this is like, yeah, looks nice, but if I wanted to play a Gundam game, which is because they look so good, I'd just go with Dynasty Warriors Gundam, basically.
I wish they would do a fucking remake of those. I love Dynasty Warriors Gundam 1, 2, and 3. The fourth one...
How long ago were those?
Xbox 360.
Wow.
I still own all 3.
Of course
I
you do.
cannot play them because I do not have an Xbox 360 or an Xbox One anymore.
Oh no. All right. Well, in news that's gonna make you uh question any faith you might have still had in humanity, let's go ahead and talk about Kadokawa making a statement after a suspected cyber attack. It has been updated. Kadokawa
It has been a
Corporation.
thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kadokawa Corporation released a statement on its official Twitter account on Sunday that after several of the group's websites have become unavailable in response to what the company suspects is a cyber attack. Kadokawa stated that in the early hours of Saturday, June 8th, an issue occurred that prevented access to multiple servers in the company. To protect the data, Kadokawa immediately shut down the servers affected by the incident. Kadokawa conducted an internal analysis and investigation on the same day and determined that there is a high possibility that the company has been the victim of a cyber attack. Kadokawa is currently working to protect and restore its system and is still investigating the issue and looking into if any information from the websites was leaked. They also confirmed that the Nico Nico services and Ebton, the online shopping site for Kadokawa game linkage, have been affected by the suspected cyber attack. In a separate statement by Nico Nico's management, the company confirmed that its Nico Nico family services, such as Nico Nico Doga, Nico Nico Live Broadcast, Nico Nico Channel, among others, are suspended. Login
Most
access.
famous of which is Nico Nico Ni.
Stop it.
It was a fantastic finishing move in
how
WWE.
dare you? How dare you? WWE. That's not where it initiated.
I know it's
That's
not where it originated, but
originated. Sorry.
Fucking, there's a wrestler who used the Nico Nico Ni as a finishing move.
Was it with her knee?
It was with his knee, yes.
Oh, with his knee. Okay. Nico Nico is also investigating the incident and taking preventative measures, but the company stated it cannot begin to restore services until it's confident it has completely eliminated the effects. No, I had something on my tongue. Yeah. Eliminated the effects of the suspected cyber attack, and its safety has been confirmed. Nico Nico does not expect for its services to be restored this weekend and will provide another update regarding the situation on Monday. Nico Nico also assured that no credit card information has been leaked and it does not store credit card information on its servers. All right. The update. Nico Nico announced on Monday that it's still conducting an investigation to get the full scope of the damage from the suspected cyber attack, and moving forward, it is making preparations to rebuild Nico Nico's entire system to prevent it from cyber attacks. Within the week, Nico Nico's executive officer, Shigetaka Kurita, and chief technology officer, Keiichi Suzuki, will explain the expected time it will take for its system to be restored, and more information as the investigation process progresses.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yep. So, just as a quick disclosure, Kadokawa World Entertainment, a wholly subsidiary of Kadokawa Corporation, is the majority owner of Anime News Network. One or more of the companies mentioned in this article are part of the Kadokawa group of companies. So just so you know, Kadokawa's in a lot of anime-related stuff. They do light novels, manga, anime, games. Kadokawa does a lot of shit. Like a lot of shit.
Not just anime games. They had their own original game company.
Yeah. Holy shit. All right.
Like, they have their hands in a lot of stuff. They're basically, best way to describe them is they're the Disney of Japan.
Kind of. Yeah. All right.
Except with a lot less corruption.
Spy Family is getting a season 3, reminding me once again that I have not watched season 2.
Oh, yes, Spy X Family.
Spy Family. I hate you. The staff for Spy Family Anime revealed on Sunday that the anime is getting a third season. The staff also revealed a visual for the third season. Anime character designer and chief animator director Kazuki Shimada drew the below visual. Art director Yuni Yoshida designed the visual. All right, and the rest is backstory on that.
I just want to know when Lloyd and Yor are gonna express their love for each other finally.
It's gonna happen like this. I want to know what love is. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I want you to show me.
I have a feeling Frankie is going to be the one that finally gets both of them to confess.
Moja moja. All right. Next up,
I wish I would have got that role.
Dahlia in Bloom anime to redo scene suspected to be animated in North Korea.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. The official website for Dahlia in Bloom, Crafting a Fresh Start with Magical Tools anime, announced on Friday that the staff will redo scenes that have been suspected to be animated in North Korea. In response to reports by 38 North in April, there was an investigation held for staff involved in the production of Dahlia in Bloom anime. The investigation found that some work was outsourced from anime production studio Typhoon Graphics to a Japanese production company, which then outsourced the work to a Chinese production company, which again outsourced to another Chinese company. The investigators asked for a list of staff involved in each episode, but one company did not comply. As a result, the anime staff determined that it could not deny the possibility that a North Korean production company worked on the series in some capacity. Thus, the staff will redo all suspected scenes in the animators in Japan with animators in Japan prior to the show's broadcast. The official Twitter account for the anime confirmed that the series is still scheduled to debut in July. Holy crap.
Fuck.
Yep. So you'd be surprised how much stuff like gets crazy outsourced there. Oh boy. I am looking forward to this next one. I have not seen the trailer for it. It's got some sort of trailer looking thing there, but yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah!
I'm watching. The trailer was like 10 seconds.
Is it?
Yeah. And it fucking looks good.
Okay, yeah. It was very, very short. Okay.
But goddamn, dude.
I'm looking for it. All right. Timothy Oliphant. If you don't remember who that is, then you've never watched the movie The Girl Next Door, which was fucking phenomenal. When the juice hits the squeeze. My favorite line at the end. All right, people, let's make some fucky. Oh my god, dude. Because he plays a porn director, and it's really freaking funny. But if you want to see him in something more recent, he was the Hitman in the live action Hitman movie. He was Agent 47. Right? That's the correct number. Am I getting that right?
I think so. If Sonic's the one to ask, he's
Sonic is the one to ask for that. Yeah. He also, if you are a fan of The Mandalorian, which a lot of us are, he was the sheriff that had Boba Fett's armor. That's Timothy Oliphant. So Netflix announced on Thursday that Timothy Oliphant will star in the Terminator as the Terminator in Skydance Animation and Production IG's Production IG. All right, Here's what you need to know about Production IG. Only two things. They did the first 3 seasons of Haikyuu, and they're currently doing Kaiju number 8. They're the fucking animation studio working on this. I am sold. Yes. Hopefully the story isn't shit, because the animation's gonna be fire. All right. Terminator Zero anime series based on the Terminator film franchise. Netflix also showed a few seconds of footage from the anime in its Next on Netflix animation video on Thursday. Netflix will present the anime series at Anime Expo in a panel on July 5th. The panel will feature never-before-seen footage and introduction of the characters. Netflix also revealed more stills on Thursday. Okay, so we got the time machine. Damn! That's a badass shot of a Terminator.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Then the T-800 endoskeleton. And I'm assuming that's Judgment Day.
I would hope
Damn.
it is. Like, fuck. I mean, just look at that size of the explosion
Oh, yeah.
compared to that silhouette.
That's crazy. On to other things that Netflix is doing that are kind of mind blowing. Netflix has announced it will be streaming Sailor Moon Cosmos films on August 22nd. Netflix announced on Friday that it will stream Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Cosmos the movie, the two-part anime film project adapting the final Shadow Galactica arc of Naoko Takeuchi's original Sailor Moon manga exclusively worldwide on August 22nd. The first film opened on June 9th, 2023, and the second opened June 30th. So, yeah. We're getting the final. Is this part of the Sailor Moon Crystal thing? Yeah, it looks like the same animation style and everything. So
It
it looks
does,
like,
yeah.
yeah, Sailor Moon Crystal. I think this is the one where that has Sailor Iron Mouse in it, where Iron Mouse got her name. Because it was either Cosmo or it was Stars. I can't remember which. But I think it was Cosmos.
I forgot that's where she got her name.
She got her name from Sailor Moon!
Fuck.
Like, if I ever get to work with her or talk to her, the first thing I was gonna do is like, thank you. Obviously, thank her for working with us, and then call her Sailor Iron Mouse. Like, if somebody has not at least gotten her that cosplay, that's sad. Like, if you have not
needs
seen
a model based off that.
She literally, when Connor took her to the Sailor Moon Museum and she pointed out the Iron Mouse character, which is where she got her name, he was like, "Oh, that's who it is." Okay. All right, let's get on to the title of this one. The mouse shall not punish you. Exactly. All right. Let's get on to one of the other main titles that were in here that's kind of, yes, I clickbaited you. It's real. Anime studio Gainax files for bankruptcy is an actual thing. It's a little sad. If you don't know who Gainax is, they made a lot of amazing anime like Evangelion.
And Gurren Lagann.
And Gurren Lagann. Yep. So, take it away.
Fooly Cooley.
Fenris, take it away.
Anime studio Gainax announced on its website on Friday that it filed for bankruptcy in the Tokyo District Court on May 29th. The bankruptcy proceedings are happening just short of the studio's 40th anniversary in December. In its statement on Friday, Gainax explained that its financial situation worsened starting in 2012 due to various factors, including managing a restaurant that did not meet projections, establishing a mismanaged CG company, giving large unsecured loans to executives, and running its business operations as if it was a small personal venture. I didn't know they had a restaurant.
I didn't either. Yeah.
I need to look this shit up after this.
I know that there's like Evangelion champagne bottles that cost like $300. Yeah.
And people buy them. Like, buy the fucking crate because, goddamn.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
Gainax said that due to massive debts incurred by management, it was removed from production committees after not paying royalties, and it was sued for debts and other matters. During this worsening financial situation, many affiliated companies were established under the Gainax name in regional areas, which led to many resignations at Gainax itself and the resulting loss of its capability to produce animation as a studio. These companies later declared that they were not related to the main Gainax studio, which Gainax claiming these companies relinquished their administrative responsibilities. Gainax's statement also claimed that Tomohiro Maki, who had been its head since 1992, transferred shares to a person with no knowledge of filmmaking production in 2018, a move that had the approval of management at the time. Maki was then arrested in December 2019 for semi-coerced indecent acts, causing the company to completely lose its ability to operate while still being saddled with a large amount of debt. After Gainax revamped its management team in February 2020, the company stated it began reviewing documents to fully understand its situation, alongside the studio Kara as a creditor. The companies discovered large amounts of borrowing from financial institutions, defaults on debts to companies in the animation industry, and the sales and transfers of intellectual property and production materials to other companies and individuals without the permission of the original rights holders.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
This is fucking bad. No, I'm sorry. This is at first when you read the title, you're like, oh man, that's so sad. And then you get further into the story and you're like, nah, they deserve what they get.
Yeah, they do. Um, it gets worse. I once we get to the history
Oh yeah.
portion of this.
Oh yeah.
Gainax stated its management worked with Kara and other companies and production committees to confirm the rights of the works and properly manage the IP and scattered materials. However, Gainax stated it has been unable to resolve its large amount of debt, and after it was sued by a debt collection company in May, the company decided it could no longer continue as a business and filed for bankruptcy. Gainax specifically added in its statement that it has no current affiliation to Gaina/Studio Gaina and Fukushima Gaina, both formerly known as Fukushima Gainax, Gainax International, Gainax Kyoto, Yanago Gainax, Gainax Niigata, and Gainax West. Kara has now acquired the Gainax trademark and serves as the manager of the trademark. Gainax has also noted that it will provide notification about the future use of the works it has managed after the bankruptcy proceedings are over. Section 2 is Kara's statement. Kara also provided a statement on the bankruptcy announcement on Friday. In the statement, Kara states that it has been aware of Gainax's poor management and debt for a while, and Gainax co-founder and Kara president Hideki Anno had expressed his concerns to Gainax and made proposals to improve the company's management, but Anno's proposals were not accepted for a long time. Despite all this, Kara continued to
Proposals.
ex- accept the proposals of Gainax's management and provided supportive loans. They misspelled Gainax.
Yep.
Kara stated that Gainax's situation continued to worsen, and then Maki was arrested in December 2019. Following Maki's arrest, Anno requested the collaboration of Kadokawa, King's Records, and Studio Trigger to prevent damage to the reputation of Evangelion and other works. Representatives from those companies were appointed as board of directors at Gainax, and they worked to try to understand the situation and resolve unpaid debts to studios, writers, and creators in the animation industry. However, by the time this new management team understood the overall situation, Gainax was already in a state of insolvency with unmanageable debts. Kara said Kara said that in order to ensure that creators, original authors, and writers can continue to manage and produce their works in the future, it and Gainax are working with each production committee to confirm, organize, and transfer the rights to either companies or individuals they believe are most suitable. Kara considered providing support to help alleviate Gainax's debts, but decided it would not have been possible to make sufficient repayments.
Jesus.
This is possibly the worst part from everything I've read.
Mm-hmm.
The history. Hiroyuki Yamaga, Hideki Anno,
Hideaki.
Toshiro Hideaki, thank you. Toshio Okada, Yoshiyuki Sadamoto, Shinji Higuchi, Yasuhiro Takeda, and Takami Akai co-founded Gainax in 1984. The company was formerly named Daikon Film after the anime shorts they made for the Daikon 3 and 4 sci-fi conventions. Kara, Anno's current anime studio, distanced itself from Gainax after the December 2019 arrest of then Gainax president Tomohiro Maki, emphasizing that Maki has no involvement with Kara or the Evangelion franchise. In a magazine article later that month, Anno detailed his falling out with Gainax, which he formally left in 2007. The Tokyo District Court had ordered Gainax to pay Kara 100 million yen, or about 900,000 US dollars at that time, in June 2017. Kara filed a lawsuit in December 2016 against Gainax regarding a 100 million yen debt that Gainax allegedly owed Kara. In Maki's arrest in December 2019, Yasuhiro Kamimura was appointed the new representative director of Gainax later that month. Maki was sentenced in December 2020 to 2.5 years in prison.
The definition of a black company right there, guys. Like
Like,
that's not just poor mismanagement. That's people literally trying to fuck over everything that they'd built. First off, stay out of the restaurant business. You're an animation company.
the
Stick to
only
what you
reason
do.
you should ever branch out into the restaurant business is licensing your animation as a feature to a restaurant.
Exactly. Don't own the restaurant. License your stuff out so that restaurant still has to pay you.
And then see a
Duh.
mismanaged CG company. I'm guessing they did that at the beginning of
Yeah.
CG before any real technology was there.
All right. This is just sad.
And
So sad.
the fact that oh no, one of the original founders of Gainax had to sue for what he was owed. That is bad. So, despite how much Gainax has done for anime in general, when all this came to light, I had no remorse. Like, I did not feel bad for it at all. Like, it was a company that should have shut down earlier.
Okay. Before we get to the last story, we got to do. I just realized we can't end on the reviews. We have to actually do at least the slime review before this.
So let's start with Mushoku Tensei,
Yeah,
then do Slime,
let's
and
do.
then finish with the story.
All right, let's do Mushoku Tensei because we didn't actually even get to that last time.
We did not know.
All right, guys, just really quickly, if you have not seen these episodes and you don't want spoilers, I'm going to put the spoiler tag up. It's going to stay up for the rest of the time. Because the previews that we're going to talk about, because there were previews coming up for, I guess, the second core of season 3. It's all future stuff. It's all spoilery stuff. So the spoiler tag is gonna go off. Guys, I absolutely understand if you don't want spoilers and you want to head out. That's fine. But that's the reason I'm going to be putting the tag up. And once that's up, we understand. But guys, this has been the end of the actual news portion. We're gonna talk about Mushoku Tensei. Then we're gonna talk about Slime, and then we're gonna talk about the upcoming Slime news. So thank you guys so much for sticking around up to this point. Whether you're watching this live or watching it later, really appreciate it.
That actually brings up a suggestion for future anime churches, Richie.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we do the reviews at the end so we put up the spoiler tags and whoever's done watching can just leave?
Yeah. Yeah, we could do that.
It'd be a lot more convenient for everybody.
Yeah. Alrighty. Here we go, guys. Spoiler tag is up. All right. The spoiler alert tag is up. So now we're going to talk about it. All right, let's talk about Mushoku Tensei. I recently watched a couple of people react to it, so it's still fresh in my head. So, I knew this was coming. Like, Roxy would not recognize him because he's no longer, like, 5.
He has such a high school crush on him.
She is... It's been 10 years. She is not going to recognize him.
And no, she's not.
And then because of that reaction, the shock from that statement makes him throw up, which is hilarious because he's like, it's so stupid. But then when it's explained after, he perks right up. Yeah, she has such a high school crush on Rudy, and if you don't remember from season 1 when she talked about like her ideal guy, he would come in, he would be like a certain type, and he would save her in a dungeon. Literally, she just described Rudy. So yeah. Now I've loved this whole thing of watching the anime onlys watching this because they're like, Rudy's not going to cheat, right? Like he's going to stay faithful to Sylvie. He's not going to cheat, right? And then Paul comes up and starts talking about his 2 swords as a metaphor for his 2 wives, and I'm like, Paul, my guy. And they're like, Rudy won't cheat. I'm like, dude, do you not know the line of nobility that Rudy is descended from? They're all perverts. Rudy and Paul are tame in comparison to what...
Yeah.
Like, and this is coming from... You gotta understand, Paul is very much a rapist. Like, they didn't really fully go into the backstory of Paul. Paul is very much a rapist. I mean, he's not quite the degree of rapist as some of the other nobility, but that is not excusing some of the shit he did. He just,
No.
literally, their maid was, she worked at the sword, school that he attended, and then he got annoyed with everybody and how they were talking about him. So when he just went into her room one night toward the end and deflowered her. She didn't fight back or anything, but that's still, no consent was there in the beginning. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like she wasn't into it. It described in the light novels, she was into it, but at first he just came in and was like, let's do it. He didn't ask. And I'm like, bro, you're a rapist.
He just walked in, pants down, went right for it.
No, he didn't walk in pants down. He walked in, but like he walked in.
No, you walked in, pants
down. Okay, gotcha.
And then went for it.
Okay.
Sorry,
yeah.
comma was not there where it should have
the
been.
comma was not there. Gotcha. Yeah, Paul is not a good person. Not but he is scum. Like Rudy intentionally stated, he is scum, you know? Now, for the anime, they toned it down a bit to make Paul likable. But the light novel. But here's the thing. When you meet a lot of the other nobles, you realize, holy shit, this is messed up. You got to understand, Luke and Ariel.
Paul is damn near a saint.
Here's the thing. Luke and Ariel, who you've also met in the anime, they're rapists. And again, they're still at least moderately tame compared to the rest of the nobles. Like, and here's the thing. Ariel brings other girls into her bed chambers with her, like other maids and stuff like that, and then she defiles them. Yeah. She has broken several maids sexually.
Nice,
oh yeah,
nice person that people believe her to be from
the
anime.
From the anime. She's scum too. Luke especially so, but Luke is a little more forgiving, okay? Because Luke kind of talks his way into their pants. So I'd say he's not a rapist, he's a groomer. Or is groomer the right word? I don't know. No, depends. I don't think so.
What age were they when he
he's not a groomer. He's not a groomer because he doesn't start that. Like he can get his way into a girl's pants the night he's met her.
So yeah, he just turns on his charm.
He's just because he's pretty and he knows what to say. That man has hit and quit so many women, Paul would be jealous. And keep in mind, Luke is just a little older than Rudy. He's not that old. And technically speaking, Rudy and Luke are cousins. Because the current head of the Grey Rats is Paul's brother. Yeah.
Which I don't think either of them know about yet.
No, Luke knows.
In the anime.
Luke knows.
I meant Rudy and Paul.
No, Paul knows. That's how he got his he got his like job in Buena Village.
Then who was the guy who got executed at the end of season 1?
That's another of his cousins.
Okay.
Oh no, the guy that got executed was the grandpa. The cousin.
Yeah, I thought he was his other cousin. I thought he was the head.
No. He's not the head of the Grey Rats. The Grey Rats is one of the 4 major noble families. No. All right, the head of the quote-unquote Grey Rats in that town in the beginning, that's Paul's uncle.
Okay.
The dude that got his head chopped, that was his uncle. And then
the guy with
the other guy,
beast
Paul's
fetish.
Yeah, Eris's the beast girl fetish dude. And then Eris's father is Paul's cousin.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And the reason that the and here's the really crazy part, right? I think it's actually Luke. No, it's not Luke. It's not Luke. Okay. I can't say why, but I remembered why now that it's not Luke. But one of Rudy's first cousins, which would be Eris's brother, is part of the main Grey Rat line, because any sons taken by the Branch family are immediately given to the main family and raised as if they were part of the main family. It's not Luke, though.
Okay.
There's a specific reason why it's not Luke, and I can't talk about that because that's spoiler for season 3. But yeah, it's not Luke. Anyhow.
Which, let's face it, we're probably going to get to season 3 territory before season 3 comes out.
Yes, probably. All right. So, watch Mushoku Tensei light novel streams. We did one last night. We're still on volume 1. So we're moving kind of slow, but we're moving.
How far did we get in volume 1?
We stopped shortly after you left.
Okay.
Like once we got to the end of that chapter, because the next chapter is 40 pages long.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so we were like, instead of doing that, even though we had 40 minutes left, we just stopped. We were like, nah, this is a good place to stop.
That's fair.
So anyway, we get through the rest of that. I actually like I forgot that they did this whole thing where, like, okay, curses are a thing that Geese totally believes in. He's like, man, if she doesn't go back in there, she's going to have a curse where she'll never go into a dungeon again. And I'm like, that's not a curse, my guy. That's PTSD. That's just basic trauma. Yeah. That's trauma. And I love that Rudy is like, oh, that's their way of explaining trauma. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of weird. It's not an actual curse. The cursed child and a blessed child are the same thing. It's just what people decide to call them based on how they use their abilities. It's the same thing, a cursed child and a blessed child. Technically speaking, Rudy would be a cursed or blessed child, because his insane mana pool. Technically, even though he's not considered a cursed or a blessed child. But there's also a reason for his mana pool being that extreme, and it's not because he's an isekai baby. That's not the reason. Anyhow, so we go back into the dungeon with Roxy and the group. I love that they're actually showing like the multiple trips through the dungeon. It's not like they go in and immediately they're down to the 6th stratum. No, it took some time. And then they go shopping for supplies that they need. Like when they went and got the root, and then the next time they're in the dungeon, they're burning the root to scare away all the monsters that hate the smell in the 5th stratum. So like they're doing proper exploring stuff, dungeon delving stuff. It's like we go in, we chart out a bit at a time, learn some stuff, come back. And it's like, yeah, they're doing it right. I understand the urgency of trying to get there to find Zenith. I understand that urgency. And Rudy even brings that up at one point. But yeah. All right.
Watching it feels like it took them a couple weeks to get how far they got.
Or at least a week or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a couple weeks. I think it was just like at least a week and a half, 2 weeks. Maybe. At the most, I'd say 2 weeks. But yeah. I think it was probably closer to a week and a half. But because they'd already highlighted a path, they already knew, hey, go here, go here, go here. Like, yep. They knew they could fast track through a lot of stuff. And to be honest, up until you get to the 4th stratum, the monsters aren't all that tough. My favorite part, of course, was the part where Rudy's like, hey, Dad, have you gotten stronger? And he's like, no, if anything, I've gotten weaker. And then he walks off and he's got that happy face on. Like, Paul's such an idiot. I love him. That's 100% Paul. Yeah. What was your favorite part of this episode?
When Rudy threw up.
And what'd you think of the episode overall? Any other particular points that stood out to you? Yeah, go ahead.
When at the end, when Rudy and Ella Lanice realized, oh, this looks just like the fucking teleportation area we went through.
That's great. Oh,
I don't know how many hours Rudy was there like, something's not right. What the fuck is it? I'm missing something. Fuck.
He was there for I think like 1.5 hours. I don't know. I don't remember. We'll know when we get to volume 12.
Yes.
But guys, yeah, that's gonna be it for Mushoku Tensei, and now let's move on to Slime. the,
The find out episode.
yeah, we had fuck around, and now we find out. So 7 days clergy. Rest in peace.
He says,
You reap what you sow. I'm so all right. So let's start off with the most diabolical shit, and of course, diabolical is the name of Diablo's game. You know, so Diablo just takes them, crumples them up like paper, and then just lets them fade away like dust in the wind.
"Oh, doesn't he eat them?"
No, he does not eat them.
I thought he did.
He crunches them down almost like a crumbled piece of paper, holds it in his hand, and it scatters away like dust. He does not eat them. No. He also, the way he cast it, he just snaps his fingers and it happens. And then it's just suddenly covered in blood. No, Diablo did not eat them. He wouldn't want that disgusting shit in his stomach anyway.
Fair.
Yeah. I also love the fact that he's like, I'll save all of you, except the king. Fuck that guy. And the king's like, what did I do? Yeah, what did I do? He was like, you badmouthed Rimuru in front of me. How dare you? And just goes for it. I love it. Oh, man. It's a little bit quicker than how I pictured things happening when I read the light novel, but damn, was it just as satisfying.
It is.
And then then we get over to Tempest again with Rimuru and the gang, and it turns out one of the guys, the spear guy, it's always the spear guy, man. You never trust the spear guy.
No, you don't. I mean, who wants anti-vax Andy?
That's exactly where I was going with it. Anyhow, so him, it turns out he was one of the 7 days in disguise, which leads me to believe that the actual person is probably dead somewhere in Lubelius. Garde,
Makes sense.
yeah, and so they try to kill Hinata. He uses Beelzebub, which he was told by Raphael was sacrificed last episode against Hinata's Melt Slash, which it technically was, but Raphael had a backup. And Rimuru's like, yeah, then why do I have to sacrifice this shit? I don't know if they're going to explain it in the anime, but they definitely explained it in the light novels, so make sure you read the light novels.
We need to have a conversation later. Okay.
Truthfully, the whole thing, I'd like to say why, but I don't want to spoil it in case they say it next episode. That's my whole thing.
That is completely fair.
So, the freaking... Oh, man. I lost my train of thought there for a second. Oh, okay. So, he tanks that. Then they try to do Trinity Disintegration. And then they finally activate his ultimate defense. Uriel, Lord of Defense or whatever. And so it doesn't do anything to him. He's just there. And they're flabbergasted. And they're like, fine, we'll leave, but we'll be back again soon, and you'll face Lubelius's wrath. And then who shows up but Luminous Valentine, their god. And I love that she's just like, she just like, they do the whole thing, and Louis is just like, hey, this is your god. All of you get down on one knee right the hell now. No, what? Lady Luminous? So our god was a woman this whole time? Yes! Man, it's and I love that she just is like, yep, I'm gonna kill you three. This how this is gonna go. Yep, die. And
then Dust in the Wind.
Dust in the Wind. It was so good. I loved it. Get their comeuppance. Meanwhile, back in Lubelius, Nicholas, who is the MVP Hinata simp,
I'd say at that point he's a yandere. Well, let's face it, he walked away with major yandere vibes.
You can be both.
I
So
mean, to me, you had to start as a simp. That is true.
yeah, you can be both. You can be two things. We fight for victory. I thought we were fighting for the people. We can fight for two things. anyhow, anyhow, I want to quickly say that he takes out the last 7 Days member, who it turns out was Old Man Rozo the whole time. A real Scooby Doo mystery. If you didn't understand what was going
It just
on,
reminds me of that SNL skit you had me look up.
real Scooby Doo mystery. Daphne gets her head lopped off, or no, it was Velma.
Velma.
Velma gets her head lopped off. Ah, Rubro, bitch. All right, anyway, man. So, yeah, that that happened, and now, well, now we have cleanup. Except Veldora has to go and spoil everything because he's just an idiot. Just a
Yeah.
lovable idiot. He goes, "Aha! It's the Demon Lord Luminous Valentine. I remembered this time."
Are you proud of me for remembering?
And then they're like, then like all of her holy people there, like the 10 great saints, are like, "She's the Demon Lord Luminous Valentine." It's like, "Yep."
Valentine?
She's like, "You goddamn lizard," and then hugs him into submission. It's so fun.
To be fair, though, she did help him in the end by draining all of his SS magic duels.
No, she didn't.
Isn't that what fucking Embrace Drain does?
No, she didn't. That's not. That's not even a tenth of his excess magicules. No.
But
That's
did
a.
she take some of them?
She took about an hour supply.
Oh.
Veldora is that fucking strong.
Well, I guess that makes it a little more manageable for him.
It's like you have a full bladder and you only released a drop of pee. Okay?
It's a little bit more comfortable.
No, it's not. You don't notice. You don't notice a damn thing. All right. So, more or less, that's the episode. Oh, then we cut to credits, which is literally just showing like a quick montage of stuff, like everybody in the hot springs, everybody eating good food, being goofy, all that shit. So stuff that they could have actually covered in the next episode with a little bit more dialogue, they showed in the credits this time. That's my brief recap. What'd you think, Fenris?
God damn, I waited for this episode for like 3 or 4 fucking weeks. Oh,
uh,
it was so satisfying.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciated how satisfying this episode was. It's
It really
it's another
was.
one of those catharsis episodes. The episode could just be titled Catharsis, and I'm like, oh, it's this episode. Yeah. I know exactly what's happening. But yeah, this was the episode where at least one group of meddlers got the comeuppance that they were looking for. We've still got a couple others.
And they would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those damn goblins and their slime.
But yeah, that's how that one's going. And now we're gonna move on to our last topic. I gotta finish these things real quick. I'm gonna let you go ahead and read it.
Well, let me get it pulled up here. The RDP. Oh, no, that's the video. The RDP. Bandai Namco Filmworks revealed more cast, a new key visual, a new promotional video, and a new commercial on Saturday for the third season of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Bandai Namco Filmworks also announced that Momohiro Clover Z will perform the season's second opening theme song, Renaissance Serenade. Mindarin will perform the second ending theme song, Miracle Soup. Fucking names, dude. Okay, here we go. The new cast includes Hisako Kanemoto as El Messia, Moe Kahara as Momiji. I recognize her. Yoshitsugu Matsuoka as Masayuki. That's wow. That's it. The season premiered on April 5th. That's all fucking backstory.
Okay. For the new commercial for the third season, blah blah blah. So it's not a second core.
No, it's
There's Elmisia, Momiji, Masayuki. Okay. So there's no talk of this being a second core. They're just doing it all the way through, a full 24
yeah,
episodes. No
yeah.
breaking in half? Holy
Nothing
shit.
from what I'm seeing.
This is literally what we're getting right now. All right, so we're at the end of volume 7 of the light novel, guys. That's everything that season 3 has covered so far, is just volume 7. What is previewed in this trailer is volume 8 stuff. We finally get a look at Ramirez in the labyrinth. Ah, the dungeon labyrinth. Oh yes, we get that. Now you're seeing. Also in this trailer, you get to see the moment that Veldora actually gets to unleash his magical. So, there's that. The top trailer anyway. There's a whole lot of stuff that we've read about, like Momiji and all sorts of stuff. And then we get to see Masayuki finally. Like there's so much stuff. We're about to start the Tempest Founders Festival arc. I am so excited for this. People who want a bunch of action, you're not going to get a lot of satisfaction just yet. We're literally making a festival. It's going to be dope.
For those who don't understand the significance of not having a second core and just having 24 straight episodes.
God, I've missed that.
Anime hasn't done that in 20-ish years.
No. It
hasn't been a standard.
No. Standard 24 run has been around. Cores didn't start until 10 years ago.
I thought it was fucking 15 to 20 that they started.
No. It didn't start into the 20 teens and almost the late 20 teens to be in fact. So it's just barely a decade. They were doing 24 episode runs of a whole season for a long time.
Yeah, I remember a lot of them back in the day, like fucking Ronin Warriors and, well, Gundam.
Those were rarities, not the norm. They didn't usually break or if they did it like that, then they called it season 1, season 2. They didn't usually say core.
No, like I meant like just full on straight away, no like breaking it up.
Oh yeah, no, that was a thing that they just did.
Yeah, like cores were not a thing back in the day.
Cores were not a thing, which is why you got the term filler, because they didn't just stop when they should have. Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, looking at you.
I mean, hell, even Gundam has some filler episodes, but it's relevant to the overall story.
Dragon Ball Z had filler episodes.
Dragon Ball Z had a decent number, but not nearly as much as Bleach or Naruto.
Oh yeah, Bleach.
Looking at you, Shippuden.
No, I'm looking at you, Naruto, with your last like 100+ episodes of filler that we didn't need. Just take a break. Work on something else. Studio Pierrot is more than just Naruto. They could have worked on something else.
Kind of like how One Piece could take a break instead of having 3/4 of the episode be recap.
Yes, exactly. Right. Alrighty, guys, that is everything. We are out of here. We really appreciate it. Wow, we did this in a full 2 hours, in fact.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. We will catch you next time on Sunday for Anime Church at the appropriate time, so long as my internet is not being a bitch. And yeah, we should be good, man. I think everything will be fine with the next stream, hopefully. And of course, we'll see you on Friday for Fan Friday. Over the next 2 days, we'll have Asha streams potentially. So look forward to going and checking out their streams over on Twitch. twitch.tv/slash fat_dog_studios. Of course, fat spelled with a PH, just like you see here. Till then, I'm Richie Roberts, Minister of Science and Technology.
Fender Sauron, your patron saint of snackos and alcohol.
And
wow, I don't know why that gave me so much trouble.
And we will see you next time. Take care and bye-bye for now.
Bye.